Welcome back, Money Team. It's your boy Jdun Trades with Team Bull Trading, and I hope you're all having a great day. We are live and back in action with a strategy and a concept that you need to know if you want to make money in the stock market. Now, I want to start out by saying, in trading, there's hundreds of different ways to make money. There's different indicators, different trading books, different formulas, all that good stuff. But this one particular concept is something that every single trader who has ever made money, never will make money, has to understand. That is supply and demand. When stocks are more in demand, they go up. When stocks have too much supply, too much selling, they go down. So in this video, I'm going to show you a real example from today of what I use and how I use supply and demand to make almost $3,000, how I use it almost every single day, some other tips and tricks with it, and some other good information for you to make money in the stock market using supply and demand. So all that being said, if you get some value from this video, if you enjoy free education, consider hitting the like, subscribe button in the bottom right corner, and let's get to work. Now, supply and demand, what is it? How does it work? And how does it apply to trading? Well, at its simplest form, right? When there's more demand for something than there is supply, price is going to go up. When there's more supply than something than there is demand, price is going to go down. Now, how do we find supply and demand? That's the age-old question. That's what every trader wants to know. So I always start, and part of this is using different time frames, and part of this is being able to recognize areas of confluence. So we're going to start out with today's example, then we're going to go over some tips, some things that I do every day, and some ways that I find it, and ways that I've found, other multimillionaire traders use to find theirs as well. So today, market open. We saw a gap down, and let's look at the overall market first real quick. We've been in this consolidation range, right? From this 417 all the way to this 407 right here. So we see that, we've been in this range. We'll get to what I think this is going to turn into a little later, but we had a big gap down overnight. And we see that we open up the day around 408. Now looking at this, we go to the 5-day, 5-minute chart. Right here, open around this 408 area, we see a little dip down to this 407.6, then a move up. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, where is the next area of supply where people are going to want to sell and where we can reject this stock? I missed my bounce. I had in the Discord where we live trade that I wanted to watch for a 407 area bounce. Why? Because of demand. We see here that we came down, what was this? The June 1st. Came down, touched this 407 area once, twice, 3 times. Buyer stepped in because there was a demand for the stock, ETF SPY in this area. Came back up, had our, bada bing bada boom movement. Came back down again, demand picked up again around this 407, buyer stepped in, launched us back up. So again, I was looking for the same thing to happen again, looking for us to hold this range right here, this 407 area, hold this range while also picking up the demand we saw in the past few trading days. I missed my bounce spot. We bounced 60 cents early, just happens. So, move on to the next good trade. I'm looking for the area where, okay, we're going to have more supply than demand, where we can reject, get some puts and make some money on the way down. So looking at this, and where was our last previous support turned resistance? Where's the last area we had support where we came, we touched, we bounced, we bounced, then we broke through, making that previous support turn to resistance. And I found, looking at this chart, I'm sure you can see, that area was in this 410 to 411. Right, we see these bounces here. More specifically, yesterday we see a bunch of bounces here on 410, all the way down to 410.5. Right in this area, we come up, we break through that, we touch it once again pre-market here. You see it. Let me just draw this out for you. We have all these touches here. Let's just draw 2 lines out like that so you can see. We have these touches here in the zone. Come up, try to hold it here, a little consolidation, break through, test it again. Market says nope, sorry. We test it here, right here in this 410.5 area. This is actually where we enter. We're going to get to the actual trade in just a second. Come test it once here, come down, test it again here, have it move down, decent move, and then we have eventually, we break through this the 4th time, after this wick down here, have a massive move up. So what's the trade we took? What was I watching for? Well, I told the team I was watching for a 410 to a 411 reject for puts in this area. Now, live trading this, live on Voice, this live in the Discord. If you want to hop in on that, links in the description below after this video. We go up, we see these candles up. Now we're going, we see this wick up here, a very strong wick, actually, if I remember right. On this 1 minute candle, we had a massive move up. This candle was a massive move up, and on reject plays like this, when we've been slowly moving up, we have this overly big candle on not that big of a volume increase in the past few. This is where I added my puts. I said, I'm in here. I got filled around this 410.4 area right here. Obviously, I didn't top ticket, to the max, but I got in right here. Beautiful, beautiful fill right in that area I wanted to see, 410 to 411. Right in this, we got in. We were rocking. I was pretty heavy in this trade. I was starting to sweat a little bit as we consolidated here. We tried to test it once. I was obviously red on this candle, red up to here, and then we saw this puppy break down from 410.5, basically our top tick, all the way down to a low of 409.3, 409.38, so basically 409.4. So now at this point, I'm telling the team, trim in this area right here. Beautiful move down, over $1 move, 410.5, all the way down to 409, below 409.5. Very nice move. Now, I end up clearing my position down here, very nice. Most of my position, as I'm trading this live, it goes back up. Now I tell the team, I'm cutting my runners if we go back to break even. We went back to break even. And if you remember me live trading this here in the Discord, that I was sitting there and I should have just let it run a little longer, but we don't like the word should have, would have, could have. I followed my trading plan. My trading plan was get a few grand in profit, cut it down here. If I would have held it down to here, right, to my 409, which was my price target on it because the VWAP was right here on the 5-minute chart, would have been a 5K plus trade. Unfortunately, I didn't hold. I cut the rest of my runners at break even right here. We saw this eventually move down. We rejected this area again, moved down all the way to 409, held the VWAP on the 5-minute, another great indicator if you're looking for bounces, and then had a big move up, rejected this area one more time. Buyers finally cleared these sellers out, cleared out the supply right here, built up the demand, and then ripped this puppy up. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is this, is that when you're looking for areas of confluence and for supply and demand, you want to look for key areas of support and resistance and areas where we had a lot of touches at one particular price, and we either broke through or we haven't touched yet again. If we touched many times, basically support is your demand, and then your resistance is your supply. So to its core, that is the simplest way you can possibly trade, right? The simplest way to a T. Now, also speaking of which, whenever I'm looking for support and resistance or supply and demand, I always incorporate the daily chart. I love the hourly chart. I use this all the time pre-market. Love the hourly chart. It shows a nice picture. Shows some hourly candles. As you can see, this worked out beautifully. Still a little upset that I missed my bounce by 60 cents. I was going to take that pretty heavy. And if you can tell, you can see this, you can tell clearly that this area right here was big on demand. We rejected resistance here, as you see right here, right? Come up, reject it again, have a massive breakthrough, then we bounce this level over and over. Like seriously, if you've traded with me, if you watch my videos, you know that I try to keep my trading as simple as possible. I don't like to complicate it with 800 different things. I think it's counterproductive. I've read lots of trading books. Speaking of which, if you're in the Discord or maybe you're not, we're starting our book club. We're making reading cool again since 2022. Because what do most millionaires or successful people have in common? They've all at one point gained a lot of knowledge or read books or something of the like. So it's going to be completely free for the Discord. I encourage you, even if you're not in, to read books, keep your knowledge up. At least a book a month. If you can do more, great. To make sure you're retaining what you're reading. We're going to be setting goals, reading X amount of chapters per day, per week, meeting once a week, talking about it and holding each other accountable. So the first book is going to be Technical Analysis for Dummies, edition 4. We'd love to have you in there with us learning and earning during the day. And that's basically my thoughts on supply and demand. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS, that's a phrase I always think of. Look for the areas where we have several, many touches. We have clear support or resistance. We've touched, rejected, touched, rejected, touched over, bang. That's the signal to buy calls. If we go to the over, we touch this resistance once, back. Resistance twice, back. So we're trading in this range. So for example, going forward, right? This is the going forward example. If we break above, right, and hold above this 14.6 area, there's a good chance we go up and try to touch 420. If we build a base above this, this now becomes our support. Because we build a base above this, now this previous resistance now becomes our support. Vice versa, we get weak, we go below this like 407 area and build a base below. That, obviously makes us bearish. I think we go head towards 400, and this will now be our resistance more than likely. So those are trading strategies I use every day. This is as raw as I can get, and hopefully this video helps you make some money. That's my goal. It's my purpose, my passion. I love doing it. Love having a community with you guys. If you haven't already, go check out my other socials as well. Check me out on IG, Twitter, all that, and let's get filthy, stinking rich together. Team Bull. Adios, everyone. Peace.
Now I rep the O, what you know about the west side?